Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Visual Communication Mastery, Streamlining Marketing Workflows, produced by Marketing Profs and sponsored by Canva. I'm Jeffrey Thomas, and I'll be your moderator for today's event. Before we begin, a few updates and housekeeping notes. If you experience any audio or visual problems, please try to refresh the page or log out and log back in. If you're on Wi-Fi or if you have multiple applications open, it could impact your viewing experience. So when in doubt, close it out. And check the right-hand side panel for some fun engagement options today. You can use the chat to connect with fellow marketers, and you can reply and send reactions to other comments by hovering over them. Please use the Q&A tab to submit questions for our speakers. In there, you can also upvote your favorite questions, and as soon as our presentation is done, we'll get to as many questions as we can, and we'll start with the most popular ones. There are resources from Canva available to download in the Resources tab located next to the chat. The icon looks like two pieces of paper. And if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see an emoji button. Feel free to share your reactions throughout today's presentation. I'd like to take a minute to thank Canva for sponsoring today's broadcast. Canva is an all-in-one platform that supercharges visual content, boosts productivity, and reduces costs. With Canva Enterprise, teams can effortlessly create, collaborate, and publish in one place. Now, please join me in welcoming Greg Stack and M. Bamford, who are presenting Visual Communication Mastery, Streamlining Marketing Workflows.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. As Jeffrey mentioned, my name is Greg Stack, and I am the Product Marketing Manager overseeing Canva's AI toolkit, Magic Studio, which is quite possibly one of the coolest jobs in the world at the moment. If you're new to Canva, we are a visual communication platform, as Jeffrey mentioned, that empowers everyone, including enterprises of all sizes, to create and collaborate seamlessly in one place. We're a trusted partner for over 6 million companies globally, including 85% of Fortune 500 organizations. And we're going to share a link in the chat if you want to learn a little bit more about how Canva can help your business. And we're all very lucky, including myself, to be joined by my good friend M. Bamford, who is the Product Marketing Manager responsible for our content library and our discovery experience, which we'll be talking about today.
Thanks, Greg. We're thrilled to have you here today as we explore how Canva can enhance your campaigns from planning through to sharing their performance. We'll get tactical on how to streamline your workflow at useful junctures, how to harness AI to improve the quality of your work, and boost the effectiveness of your visual communication throughout the entire process, all with the help of Canva's content library, work kits, and Magic Studio. To do this, we're going to give you a peek behind the curtain and show you some of the steps we take here at Canva to bring campaigns to life.
That sounds great, but there's a term that you just mentioned. So before we jump into our campaign creation process and giving everyone a bit of a sneak peek into how we do things, I need to jump back to that term. What exactly is visual communication? I know I've seen that term floating around at work and I possibly haven't been paying enough attention. So I'm keen to see if anyone on the call knows what visual communication is.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if anybody here is willing to put down some comments on what they reckon it is. Love it. Infographics and social media. That's pretty bang on, actually. I'm going to go for the catch-all term. These are awesome examples. Yeah, conveying ideas with images. So glad you asked. Visual communication is simply the use of visual elements to explain concepts that capture your audience's attention, conveyed in a way that's both engaging and easy to understand. So it applies internally within your business, say when you want to bring your stakeholders on the journey to get buy-in on your ideas, or externally in your campaigns to help your target audience understand how you meet their needs quickly and simply. So it's something that's becoming incredibly important for businesses because we're operating as marketers in an attention economy. We're having to fight over that limited resource of customer attention. And attention spans have dropped significantly over the past 20 years. So to succeed, businesses are needing to visually captivate viewers to keep them engaged. In Canva's Digital Economy report, we learned that 93% of business leaders believe visual communication enhances idea articulation, where 93% of leaders believe that that actually leads to an increase in overall business performance. So visual communication tools are even more important now with the rise of AI. In the past year, 82% of leaders have reported using AI-powered tools to create visual comms content, which means organizations are finding a way to do effective work more quickly.
Yeah, this is something that I'm actually really excited about. I use AI all day, every day, and it's had a monumental impact on my work. It not only allows me to work faster, but it's also massively increased the quality of my work, which is incredible, especially when you're having to work alongside people like Em. At Canva in general, we have already integrated safely and seamlessly AI through our entire work suite. And that can help you create visual content efficiently and effectively. And it's all there right at the point of need. So I'm going to be giving you a bit of a demo soon on how you can use AI tools today to improve your visual comms.
I'm actually so excited for the run through, Greg. So before we jump into the AI tools, we'll need to start at the beginning for everyone's favorite subject, planning. It's no secret that in today's visual world, as marketers, we are struggling to meet the demand that comes with creating astronomical amounts of content, large volumes of social media posts, blog content, emails, digital ads, and more. Often we're doing all of it as well. A recent Canva study of marketing, creative, and communications professionals conducted by Canva and Ad Age confirmed that we've heard time and time again. 75% of them are dealing with an increase in the volume and complexity of creative assets. At the same time, turnarounds are being cut short. And it can be especially hard when you need to deliver alongside many competing priorities outside of campaign management. And so using AI and professional ready-made templates and content, frameworks, and planning helps you quickly identify what will resonate, maintain consistency through development, and keep your stakeholders on the same page to produce content that cuts through the noise and maintains a competitive advantage.
As a marketer, I've always found it incredibly insightful to see how marketing works in other organizations, but it's something that we don't really talk that much about. So today we're going to buck that trend. We're not going to give you the generic walkthrough on how to use Canva to make amazing social media posts or stunning presentations. Instead, we're going to show you the key steps and some of the top tools that we use here at Canva to improve our visual comms and streamline our B2B campaign creation. So to begin with, as Em mentioned, we face, as marketers at Canva, we face a similar problem to all of you when it comes to campaign creation. We have a ton of urgent priorities, and sometimes there's just not enough time to get through the foundational work. And research and learning is a good example of that. Everyone on the call will know that research and learning is integral to the success of a campaign. But conducting the research and seeking new approach to problems can take longer than we have given time for, and it's hard to actually block out time to complete. So to address this, thankfully, we have created a set of specialized templates and resources within our marketing and creative work kits. And these templates look great, and they address the most common jobs to be done in the marketing area. And they also have resources that provide best-in-class information to support you in your jobs. They basically allow you to jump ahead in your projects and improve visual communication in just a click. And that is absolutely fantastic.
I'm obviously a big fan of our templates, Greg, and they help me out when I've got inertia over where to start. We actively use work kits within the business too, myself very much at the forefront of that. And it extends to our whiteboards too. We use Canva whiteboards a lot for collaborating and brainstorming, and it's pretty common in our team to pull up a whiteboard, pop on some music within it, and pop some ideas together with our post-it notes all over the board. And the really cool thing is you can do it right from within a presentation. So if you're building out your campaign or a marketing strategy deck, you can actually expand to whiteboard and put your rough ideas down immediately without losing any context, which is really important for people like me who get a little lost.
Talking about whiteboards, one of my favorite new features, and I never thought I'd say this, but it's the sort functionality. As Em was saying, we use a ton of sticky notes when we're brainstorming together, and that's great. But whenever we came to the end of a brainstorming process, we'd just end up with 100 different sticky notes with all this information on them, and then we had to cut and paste everything off, put it into a new doc to send out, and it was a massively laborious time suck for us. However, now You can simply categorize your ideas into clear themes by using our sort button. And then you can arrange your stickies by topic, contributor, color, etc. Doesn't sound like super amazing, but it is the biggest time saver and helps to streamline the entire brainstorming process.
I love that one, Greg. Mapping ideas into themes and synthesizing them can take a long time. And we know distilling information from a whiteboard or wherever you've laid out your opportunities is an important but time-consuming task. And to help you go from brainstorming through to pulling together an awesome campaign brief, you can now transform those whiteboards into docs with magic resize in one click. And I cannot tell you how much I love this feature to remove any copying and pasting and all the faff that comes along with that. It works by leaning on AI to summarize all the text, identify those key themes and even actions, and in a click, you turn it into great ideas into laid out plans.
And it wouldn't be a whiteboard without collaboration. Our whiteboards give everyone the ability to add their perspectives through comments and even emojis. And you can also assign tasks that arise from brainstorming. And by the word everyone, we also mean people who don't have a Canva account. You can simply share your whiteboard with non-Canva users, and then they can jump in and start helping you with your planning, which is great when partnering with external organizations and contractors like we often have to do. So with all of those great features in mind, I'm going to jump into a demo and give you an example of how we do our brainstorming at Canva. So if you've never seen this before, this page here is the landing page for Canva. As you can see, Canva is used for creating docs, brainstorming whiteboards, creating presentations, as well as social media posts, editing video, and even building websites. But for the first demo of the day, I'm going to show you how we kick off our campaign development with a good brainstorming session in the whiteboard. As I mentioned, you can easily add a whiteboard to any presentation, but because I want to avoid the social pressure that comes from typing in front of an audience, I'm going to open a pre-populated whiteboard. Cool, just click through. Canva's whiteboards give you an infinite space to collaborate, brainstorm, run a strategy session, or even plan out a project. They allow the whole team to jump in and type at the same time, to co-design, leave sticky notes, as you can see here, and comments, and even vote on your favorite ideas. We can see a nice little red love heart emoji there as well. You can also use templates from the library to kickstart your projects. All you have to do is click on the templates icon in the top left-hand corner, and you can see there's a whole bunch of whiteboard templates based on the requirements of your day-to-day job. So you can search at the top here, or you can just scroll through and easily just drag and drop anything here. And there's hundreds of these templates that basically address everything you need to do. Now, as you can see from my whiteboard, the brainstorm has already happened. The team has left a bunch of sticky notes, and they've given us a lot of really good ideas that I'm a pretty big fan of. Quite like, well, pretty much all of them, really. This one here, yeah, I'm a big fan of like pushing out AI to all the team. So I can leave an emoji to let the team know. Oh, there's one for B2B webinars as well. Probably should do some more of those. Now, it's a simple thing, but having the ability to quickly communicate with an emoji or a vote makes collaboration a lot more fun, but also a lot more effective. And so now we're on to the next stage. The whole team has left their ideas, and I've been tasked with jotting down my own. But between us, I have skipped work, and I'm a little bit too busy speaking at a webinar. So instead, I'm going to work smarter and not harder, and I'm going to use Gen AI to do the heavy lifting. I can press / to bring up the actions menu and then access Magic Write to help me brainstorm. And Magic Write is our text generation tool that is powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT models. So I can use this generative AI to my advantage and ask for some ideas for a marketing campaign. And instead of typing, I'm going to cut and paste because we don't want to see the, the errors. Typing in, act like a marketing manager for a company that develops powerful yet fun design software for businesses, and give me 5 ideas for B2B campaigns to help drive growth. And boom, in seconds, Magic Write has given me a whole bunch of ideas that I can just add to my whiteboard with a click. We'll just resize it. Now, on top of using Magic Write for brainstorming, there are a whole number of other tricks and tips that we use daily to help speed up our brainstorming and planning. And one of my favorite features, which we mentioned earlier, is the ability to instantly clean up these messy brainstorms and turn the disconnected ideas into laid out plans. So at the moment, you can see things are a little bit chaotic, and I'm going to give you an easy fix. We can sort all of these sticky notes with just a click. May not seem like a big thing, but if you're wanting to use whiteboards like we do to rearrange or to arrange and align our arrange our campaign, aligning sticky notes makes collaboration far more effective. So to do that, you just select the sticky notes, you click sort at the top here, and then you can choose from by topic, by color, and by name. It's pretty simple. You just click and instantly they're all sorted. Makes it far more palatable to sort through. So the next step though is getting the information off these. Previously, we used to have to cut and paste all of these things manually, but now you can summarize the content by simply selecting them all. So I'll do this right now. And once we've got them selected, we just click on Magic Write again. And you've got a little icon at the top here, click here, and then click Create Summary. Straight away, we now have a summary of all of the information on those sticky notes. We can do the same with the first lot. Very quick, easy to do. Summary of like our entire brainstorm. So now we've got all of our brainstorming done. We've got a bunch of really good ideas, including the ones I totally made myself that are on the side. I need to get all of this information to the team so we can actually start planning. To do this, we can simply click on our Magic Resize functionality at the top of the screen. What I'm going to be doing is transforming this whiteboard here into a doc. So I scroll down to the bottom, click Transform to Doc. I want to do a summary today, so we click on that, transform it all into a doc. And this takes all of the text from on the page and puts it into a document ready to be sent to your team. And as you can see, everything's laid out already. So the only thing I really have to do is maybe do a little bit of editing of the text and it is ready to go. So now we've concluded the brainstorming. We've got an overview ready to go out to the entire team. Maybe needs a little bit of finessing, but as everything's looking pretty good. The next thing we want to move to is planning. So I'm going to kick this off with work kits. Work kits are a bit of a secret weapon for us, and it's something that I use to skip ahead in my work. They're collections of tools and tips and best-in-class templates that help us to be more effective in campaign creation and rapidly improve visual communication. So if you've spent some time trying to make your presentations look good, like more time making your presentations look good and actually doing the work, like I sometimes find myself doing, this is a really good way to get ahead. So to access work kits, you just go to your templates, and then you can see at the top here, we've got marketing, we've got one for sales, got one for human resources, and even creative. Just click on marketing, get rid of this pop-up. And as you can see, straight from the top, there are a bunch of incredibly punchy, visually dynamic templates that you can use to create all of your assets. But that's not all that's in here. There's also a bunch of ways you can upskill your knowledge. Work kits contain blogs, articles, how-to videos, case studies, and so much more, all of which are designed to help alleviate some of the pain points you have in your day-to-day jobs as marketers. And there are templates here, as we can see, templates for campaign management, lifecycle marketing, social media assets, as well as more detail-heavy strategy docs as well. And like with the rest of the work kits, they just help you jump ahead in the development of your campaigns. So I'll just give you a look at what these, or insight into what these look like. So I'm just going to jump into the very first one at the top, because we're talking about planning, the campaign strategy presentation here. So once we click on it, we just open it through the customization button. And as you can see, straight away, this template is already populated with really good layouts. You can obviously change every aspect of it. But they have everything you need to start your creative process and make you look good from the outset. And I highly recommend using these because these are very much what we use internally to help communicate more effectively and just take our campaigns across the line. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that demo, Greg. Lovely style. So we've completed our planning and now we're ready to build out our deliverables. This part of the campaign management phase comes with its own challenges. In the fast-paced world of marketing, we're constantly juggling content creation across multiple channels and sources of truth. And it can be a major time sink to make everything consistent with your brand and your narrative. So task switching and working through iterations and all that back and forth can cause reductions in creativity and does turn the design process into something quite cumbersome, often against fairly immovable deadlines. So in this space, we're seeing AI put to good use. 69% of users have reported that generative AI tools are saving their teams at least 2 to 3 hours a week, with 36% of them experiencing savings of 4 to 5 hours weekly. And these statistics underscore the significant impact that AI can have on streamlining your workflow when used effectively.
We've already integrated practical and powerful AI throughout Canva, like you saw with those whiteboards, to make your lives easier, as well as our own, because we use all of these tools. They help to speed up your campaign creation and obviously improve visual comms. We call our collection of AI design, text, image, and video generation tools Magic Studio, and it's powered by a collection of industry-leading models, including OpenAI, Runway, and a bunch of our own proprietary AI models. Like I said, we use these every day, from everything from improving our writing to all the way through to generating storyboards for campaigns. So let's explore how you can use AI today to streamline your workflow and improve the quality of your work and cut through the noise.
We've looked at comments and assigned tasks for real-time collaboration, but there's so much more. When you're actively building your campaign assets with your creative teammates and channel owners, you seamlessly collaborate with your team in any Visual Suite tool and can also access Magic Write or Text Generator for brainstorming and feedback anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, I like that anywhere, anytime thing. It's always great to have a wealth of knowledge just available when you're working early hours or after hours. It has saved me so many times. But moving away from text gen, as a visual platform, we need to be making sure that we give everyone the access to the best image, graphic, and video generation tools. With Magic Media, you can generate unique assets with a single prompt. And while AI outputs still require reviewing and editing, so you shouldn't just go straight to production with them, there are a lot of other uses for generative AI and campaign creation. For instance, I've had a lot of success using image gen for storyboarding, for conceptualizing ideas, and also for giving the creative team a lot more direction with briefing. And this is something that I know they really appreciate. Previously, when we were briefing in our creative team, we'd just do like paragraphs upon paragraphs of text. Now we can instantly generate images to show them what we're thinking, and it has made everything a lot more streamlined.
And if you're a little more excited about building campaign assets with content that's ready to go, I've got just the thing. It's a real pain to scrape through other platforms for the right photo, audio track, and graphics, and sometimes totally inaccessible to things like illustrations and high production video. So to create digital and print ready creative assets safely and quickly, you can actually explore our diverse collection of stock content within the editor and quickly pull in the most relevant content for your campaigns then and there. And I'd say the most compelling part of the library is that we've actually got all the licensing covered for you. So in your subscription, your whole team can create assets with confidence at no additional cost. We also make it super clear right within the editor on which content and libraries is for commercial use and which are for personal use only. So you'll be able to find global content from Getty, Pexels, Pixabay for photos, Monotype for your favorite fonts, and we've got Artlist for videos and royalty-free audio with super high production value, among many others. So you're not endlessly searching through different platforms for the perfect asset. And whilst it's important your brand's visual identity shines through in all your communication, you can easily find complementary content that enhances your campaign and speeds up the creative process.
Yeah, these libraries are incredible, especially because they're essentially royalty free when you're choosing the right images. And if you've been on our social media accounts on Instagram or whatever, you'll actually see a few of these elements popping up. So
Yeah.
that is a real peek behind the screens. We definitely use this platform all the time. And no campaign is complete without a strong brand. So we keep all of our assets and the rest of the team on brand with brand kits. And brand kits are repositories for everything for your brand, which is accessible to everyone in your team. And they allow you to instantly apply your brand's fonts, your colors, and your logos to an existing design with a single click using AI. And this is super helpful if you're in a small business and you're a jack of all trades and you just want to make sure that everyone is talking about something the same way and all your images are the same quality, layouts look similar and whatnot. And I'll take you through some of this stuff very shortly.
So we've got Magic Switch and it's back. I know we touched on this earlier when we converted a whiteboard into a document, but it actually does more than that. In the context of creative production, you can actually use it to instantly transform your social media assets into different aspect ratios for different platforms, or convert your big presentations into easy to digest exec summaries. I reckon we want to see these in action though. Over to you, Greg.
Before I start the demo, if anyone on the call has had to scale assets for social media and they've had to change the aspect ratios for every different platform and they just know how difficult it is and annoying, cumbersome, this honestly is for you. It instantly resizes and changes formats for all the different platforms, which is fantastic. So jumping into the next demo. So previously we explored how we brainstorm our campaigns and showed you some of the tricks and tips to speed things up, as well as looked at work kits and some other key tips. Now I'm going to show you how you can instantly improve your visual communication while staying on brand using AI. So to replicate how I work, I've created a messy presentation, please don't judge me, as an example of a multi-page campaign doc. The tools that I'm going to show you, though, aren't just applicable here, and they can be accessed in any part of Canva. So I'm going to be using a brand kit to make sure that the presentation and its colors are all on brand. Then I'm going to fix our formatting instantly with our layouts and styles tools. And then I'll finish up by using Magic Write to refine the copy and ensure the tone of voice is on brand. Now, I only have 5 minutes to do these. I only have 4 minutes to do these things now. And there's a lot of things to change in this. So I'm going to have to move really, really quick. But I feel like moving fast is actually a really good example of how to use AI. So clicking on the side here, you can see that I have a brand kit set up for a company called the Co Company. And you can see we have inside this brand kit, we have logos, we have our color palette, we have fonts, we even have brand tone of voice added. So this landing page, front page is looking pretty blank. So I want to put some brand colors in. So I can just click on the palette and you can see it's instantly adding to it. They don't look that good, but this blue, this one looks good. So I'm going to keep with that. And while the colors look good, now the text, it's pretty obvious that the text is misaligned. So I really want to fix this layout and make sure that the text isn't going over the photo and everything works. So to do that, I'm going to go to layouts by clicking on design and across to layouts. And our layouts tools is an AI-powered layout device that provides inspirational design ideas for your current page, and it can be accessed just through the design tab. So if you're like me, who stresses way too much about whether text and images are aligned, this is an absolute game changer. And you can see our AI tool has pulled together a whole bunch of different images that just instantly will fix it. So I'm just going to go with the top one because it's easiest. There's a ton of different options. And straight away, this looks way better. The text is aligned, it's formatted properly, and the image is good. But the rest of this presentation looks a little bit bad. So I'm going to go through and with a click fix every single page. See this one here, the images are all misaligned, different sizes. With a click, everything's sorted. All the fonts are matching. It's honestly never been easy to do this. I used to spend so much time every day with like literally a piece of paper on my screen trying to adjust all of the fonts and the layouts and whatnot to make it all work. So yeah, this is honestly
You're not alone, Greg.
Oh man, this saves me so much time. It's absolute fantastic. So straight away, everything looks a lot better, but the text, the copy isn't aligned with my brand. So I can just select it and use Magic Write again. So Magic Write, previously we used it to do some brainstorming, but for today, I want to use it for another reason. And I want to change the text into my brand tone of voice. So all I need to do for this is click on the text box, and you can see just above it, there is a new little menu bar pop up, and you click on Magic Write, and you can see that there is a whole bunch of options here, from creating summaries to continue writing, shorten, rewrite, make more fun, more formal, everything you expect from a text generator. But we just want to apply our brand voice. You click it, and straight away, Magic Write, using OpenAI's software, AI model, rewrites it in my brand voice. And I can do this with all the text boxes through my entire presentation, which means it's instantly ready to go to the rest of the market. And it sounds way better. It looks more like what I expect a presentation to be. Everything's aligned, the colors are matching, and there's obviously a whole bunch of different layouts you can choose from, but this just speeds up the entire process. And in less than 5 minutes, I've managed to instantly improve my visual comms in a way that previously took me hours and hours and lots of second guessing. And this workflow is a very real one. And that's why I talk so passionately about it. It's something that I use daily to fix all of my presentations. Working for a design company, we obviously are very focused on making sure everything looks good. And so this just helps me so much, and it allows us to become more effective through our visual communication and building out our campaigns.
That's really awesome, Greg. And that's us onto the home stretch in our campaign management journey, onto distribution and sharing results and getting insights. And as we know, as marketers, we're constantly navigating the maze of our tech stack to keep all our sources of truth updated. And that's for the systems and processes we know about. So surprisingly, or perhaps not, research reveals that a mere 33% of the MarTech stack sees the light of day in actual usage, painting a picture of the underuse that's as common as it is frustrating. So how do you optimize what you've got and find the most effective path forward?
You're absolutely right. I think we all understand the importance of seamless connectivity and streamlined workflows and using resources effectively or efficiently when creating a campaign. So really keen to jump into this a little bit further. So now that we've gone through the brainstorming, started the planning through using work kits, and we've improved our visual comms with AI, let's see how we can weave our workflows together within Canva. So having access to interconnectivity can help us to breathe more new life into our marketing ops. It helps to supercharge productivity and can deliver concrete results for your campaigns.
To add to that, with so many moving parts, it can be hard to find the perfect time or method to share info about your campaign or any type of project really within your business. So here at Canva, we really do take advantage of our sharing capabilities when educating or driving awareness about the campaign to the rest of business, other teams, and also particularly important if we're sharing insights with third parties too. So alongside these sharing capabilities with presentations and other doc types, we do actually use our website tool in the Visual Suite as a place to provide updates to other teams. The awesome thing about our website tool within the Visual Suite for your internal visual communication and enablement is that they're password protected. So only folks with the password will be able to access.
Yeah, we also use websites for briefing as well, because anyone can access the website functionality. When we're thinking about how a product launch happens, we will often like mock up a website just to give the team an idea of how everything's going to look on a page. And again, we can just chuck that behind a password, so only very few number of people can see it, but it helps to really visualize campaigns by creating them. Moving on to insights. Obviously, information plays a massive part in any campaign. So we've actually built insights into Canva. And that way you can see in real time how people engage with all of your creations and what they refer to most. And this is something that I use a lot when trying to get approval on a campaign plan. And I've got a whole bunch of stakeholders needing to give feedback. And I really want to see who's actually got in there to review it. So it keeps people honest. It can also be really helpful to understand which assets that you create are being used by different parts of the business. For example, sales enablement. There will be some documents that are used more than others. So this gives us a really good insight into how things are used and what we should be spending more time on developing.
Awesome. So we're going to change gear a bit and talk a little more closely at distribution. And so Canva might be renowned for its power in creating engaging ads with ease, but what we're less known for is the ability to schedule and publish those ads on Google, Meta, and Amazon platforms. So you can actually set and forget those tasks, which is a massive time saver on an ongoing basis.
I'm a massive fan of set and forget. It's so handy.
Yep.
Rounding out this functionality is something that's incredibly helpful for campaign management, and that is the ability to connect to everyday apps. Canva directly connects to a number of popular marketing apps, including Asana, Monday, and HubSpot. And this is something that we take advantage of when we're in our campaign management. We connect directly to the tools that we need to, such as HubSpot, to be able to send out emails pretty instantly, and it's pretty phenomenal. So for our final demo of the day, we want to jump forwards a little bit in the campaign creation process. In the last demo, I showed you how you can capitalize on AI tools to instantly improve the quality of your visual comms. And I've just realized that slide didn't update. The final part of this is actually launching your campaign and getting insights. So imagine we have rallied the team behind a campaign, and creative have got to work and built a campaign worth of great assets like this very real social media content here. The next step is to get this campaign to market. So through our share functionality in the top right-hand corner, you can instantly share your designs with a wider audience simply by adding people to the design. As you can see, I've added M to this one here. And even send it to people outside, or just lock down permissions. And we talked about ring fencing this data earlier. And this is ring fencing documents like this is great when you're dealing with sensitive information such as budgets, or you're just wanting to give view and not edit access to external teams and organizations. If you're wanting to take your designs to an even wider audience, you can publish directly to your favorite social media platforms and schedule the post to guarantee higher engagement. And I'll just show you how to do that. So you click on your favorite one and then go to schedule. Super, super simple, and you can all just do it straight from the app. Now, if you've added your Google, Meta, and Amazon ad accounts to Canva, you can also publish directly to those as well. There's a few other ways to share, and we can see here through messaging apps and whatnot. Now, once you've shared your designs or documents, we can see how they're being engaged with. All we need to do is click on the insights icon next to share, and you can instantly access information on who has read your docs. Not many for this one because it's just new. You can see how long they've spent on them. You can see, what else can we see here? We can see, oh, what are the unique links that have been clicked on? And again, connect to your social media account so you can get like some of the deeper insights. If you're wanting to manage your campaign through other tools, we've actually got you covered for that as well. So Canva, as mentioned, connects to a collection of the most popular marketing apps to seamlessly tie your whole MarTech stack together. And you can jump into our apps ecosystem here and just type in the one you want, such as Monday, and straight away it's there. Very easy to search. Now, that's probably the easiest way to find your apps, but I want to take this in a full circle, poetic way and navigate back to the front page, go back to the marketing kit like we had in the beginning, and scroll to the bottom. Here you can see some of the most loved marketing apps that we can instantly connect into, such as Slack. Saw back there Monday as well. We've even got HubSpot you can see on the right, and all of these seamlessly connected to Canva will just help you to get your campaigns off the ground and make managing them far easier.
All right, so to recap, we've got some awesome tactical tips that we hope that you can apply in your campaigns to lighten the load without compromising your outcomes. So for ease, we've got a little summary here for you. It's when brainstorming and collaborating effectively, whiteboards are really, really helpful there. Starting projects quickly and keeping your knowledge fresh, you can lean on work kits for that. When you want to speed up ideation and build, you can use Canva's AI tools. And when it comes to quickening the creative process, you can lean on our content library. And using our everyday apps and closing allows you to close the loop on communication in your business as well.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of these tips. Everything we talked about today are real world examples of how we create our campaigns and some of the ways that we have streamlined our process. And I could not recommend enough trying to bring AI into kind of everything you do. One of the approaches that I have taken recently in my approach to integrating AI within my workflow is every time I go to sit down to do one of those previously manual, arduous tasks, I ask myself, is this something that I can do with AI, and try and use AI to do it? And this approach has honestly just sped up our campaign creation phenomenally. Cool. We've also got some resources as well to share with you. And I think these may have been put into our chat already. Em, maybe?
Yeah, I'm just looking now. Yep, yeah, they've been pinned there, so you can access them. If you'd like to learn more about how Canva can support your business, please check them out. And the link in the chat to connect with our sales team as well. You can request a personalized demo to see the impact Canva will have in elevating visual comms at your organization if you're not already a user with us. And if your team's already using Canva, please do try out our work kits like you saw in today's session to jump right into the content creation with the right templates and tools selected for your specific needs. If you're still curious about the visual economy and some of those stats that you saw today in our presentation, you can access our visual economy report in the chat and also over email. I think we'll send it to you after the webinar so you can dive deeper into the findings and see why it's so important for business growth. And I think we have some space for questions, don't we?
Yeah, just before we jump into questions, I really just really would say to everyone, it would be a great idea to check out the visual economy report. It's a really good deep dive into how marketers around the world are seeing the use of visual communication in their businesses, and super insightful, very handy. And you can always just take those tips and chuck them onto a slide at your work and be like, hey, look at these amazing things I've found. So definitely worth checking out. Cool.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you so much. That was a great presentation, Em and Greg. Let's get to some questions. And remember, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A tab located on the right-hand side panel, and make sure to upvote the questions that you want answered the most. All right, let's start with this first one here. If users enter information about their company into the system as a brainstorming session, and they use Magic Write, are there any implications such as privacy by using the AI features? Is it saving the information anywhere to utilize later?
No, we're not collecting that information or using the inputs to train our AI models.
All right. Another question. Katie asks, can you use the layout feature on any design size or any size design?
It works in most doc types, but not all. A few things like whiteboards don't have the same functionality, but most doc types, presentation, social media, and whatnot, has layouts. And this is relatively new functionality. We only launched it back in March, April, May, back in May. So it's something that we are investing heavily in. And this is one of the really cool things about Canva is there is so much work being done on constantly iterating and improving every aspect of the product. So if you are a user of Canva, you will probably just see this constant wave of updates. And that's because we're constantly looking to fix functionality and improve. And layouts is getting a lot of focus now, because we hear a lot from users that just doing things like aligning text is just absolute hell. So we're aiming to fix that with the button, and it helps so much because I'm one of those people. Like I mentioned earlier, I used to put a piece of A4 or letter on my screen to try and align all the fonts. It's kind of silly, but it worked. But I'd be constantly just tapping a side button just to get it aligned. I feel like people know what I'm going with this, and this button layout just fixes this. So
very good. So is that just to expand on that, if it does automatic sizing layouts, say for Instagram or something, can you put in a custom layout if it's not, your target isn't necessarily an existing social media, but some other format?
Yeah, so you can build your own templates in Canva. So this is really good for companies when they want to make on-brand assets. So we have the ability through our brand kits and whatnot to create custom templates where people can make sure that their businesses are aligned with it. We use this a lot for our presentations internally. So different departments inside of Canva have different presentation styles. So when we go to do a presentation, we choose our one. So we would be product marketing, which is a product marketing template, and would work from that. And that would look different from the other team I work with, which is a Gen AI team. So you can create custom templates, whether that's in social media or presentations, and kind of just instantly fix those layouts as well.
Very, very cool. All right. We have a question. Is there any manual work that you have to do to ensure when a summary document is created that it captures and organizes content accurately? Is there any tagging or keywords, or can you just trust the magic?
I wouldn't trust any AI tool 100%. And that's complete honesty. If anyone's seen any of the six-fingered people pop up online from bad AI, everything requires a lot of work or not a lot of work, just work to revise and ensure that everything's correct. So the way I think of AI at the moment is it's almost like an intern. It can help you out a lot, but it can't get you all the way there. So you still have to be there to do a little bit of hand holding. The good news is that's just for the now. Recently, when it comes to the text generation, we have done things like you can now personalize text gen in your style of writing. So Greg Stack, I have a very specific type of writing compared to M, and I can put in a piece of writing into the Magic Write, and after that it can analyze that and generate text in my style of writing to make things more personalized and feel more like me. Regardless though, everything needs to be looked at, and I highly recommend that you double check everything that comes out of AI, especially when it comes to imagery. Everything's amazing, especially when we think of the fact that none of this technology existed 2 years ago. This is all new. But this is rapidly improving. It's just not quite there yet. And I don't want to put you wrong. It requires a little bit of work.
Fair answer. Kara asks, do you use your customers' data as an LLM training model?
No. We can. Sorry. Was that the end of
Is
the
that an
question?
IP concern for what kind of data that users can enter?
Yeah, so we don't off general data, we don't do that, but people can opt into sharing their data to help train the model. Now, that probably wouldn't be something that most people want to do. They don't want to necessarily share their information with us. However, we have a creators program, and people who generate or take photos, who do illustrations, etc., can actually get paid for that. So we ask people, or have the opportunity for people to create elements that are used in our library, and every time those elements are surfaced, the creator gets paid a little bit of money for that. And so we use those to train our models, but in general, we don't pull a lot of information from people. There is privacy toggles inside of our platform as well. So if there is concerns, you can simply switch off the generative AI functionality.
Very nice.
Yeah, and to add to Greg's answer, just from that content lens, we're really, really proud that the pro designers that we work with to create those illustrations, photos, and in that creator program, we're really proud of the ethical approach we have to getting proactive consent for their content to be used in training our models. So it's certainly not customer data from that perspective, but we do work really openly with our pro designers.
Yeah, we do. If there's ever a situation where we are asking to collect data, for example, I'm running a beta program for some new AI tools at the moment where we do need to collect data, we are very open about it, and we ask people to sign up to it rather than just force it on people.
Very good. All right. Allison asks, can you talk about incorporating a brand kit into all of this?
Should I talk about that, or is that you, Em?
Perhaps you, and then I can add my little spiel if necessary.
Cool. So I touched on that when I was doing one of my demos, but for everyone who didn't get a good understanding or didn't have a good understanding, or I just did a bad job of explaining it, a brand kit is basically a repository for a whole bunch of, I guess, sanctioned images, fonts, logos, colors, etc. And what the purpose of that is, in a large organization, there's a whole bunch of different people who are producing different documents, and they could be social media posts or presentations, docs, etc. And there is a need for consistency across all of those different areas. A brand kit basically ensures that happens, because you can just pull all your the latest logos from the brand kit, the latest colors. If you have stock images that you use, or team photos celebrating something, you can just put them in the brand kit and drag it across. The brand kit is owned by a specific admin within your organization. So, Em may have created it. I can't go in and just change things. So there will be it becomes essentially a source of truth for your entire brand. And as we know with campaigns, we want to make sure everything looks good and is on brand. This just makes it super, super easy to do that. Like I said, it has images, logos, fonts, colors, as well as the templates we talked about earlier. You can put all your templates for presentations, etc. in there. And it also has your brand tone of voice. So you can create a brand tone of voice based on, let's just say, you're a fun company. So you write a little bit of a spiel, you put in some examples of your writing in there. And that means that when people use Magic Write for their generative text, or they do a rewrite, everything retains that tone. So it just makes your writing a lot more effective and on brand. So yeah, super, super helpful.
I have a follow-up specifically to that. The question is the Magic Write function interpreting your brand from your existing online presence or from assets that you've made within Canva?
No, it's neither of those. It's actually from text that you specifically train it on. So you would put in a couple of paragraphs of explanation of how you want your brand to turn up, and you put that in there. So it doesn't scrape data from anywhere. None of our AI tools do. It's you would put in or give it instructions on how to do the text gen.
All right. And then I got two more. If you got a quick little couple of minutes left, does Canva have the ability for us users to create custom GPTs within it?
No, it doesn't yet. That's really interesting, though. I like that idea. I'm going to steal that. Yeah, we actually have a really good partnership with OpenAI, and you can actually use Canva through OpenAI as well, through ChatGPT, if you want to check that out. So while we don't do custom GPTs ourselves, we are integrated into OpenAI's platform, and they are integrated into ours. Yeah.
Very good. Oh man, we got a few more coming through. If you're working with external teams like an agency or a contractor, how can a Canva customer or user bring them into the process of using Canva?
Do you want to take this one, Ian?
Yeah, it looks like a permissions level question. We do have different levels of access at the doc level. You can, and certainly if you're on an enterprise subscription, there are certain aspects of the experience that are only for certain types of roles. So I think today best practice is kind of bringing them into the specific docs that you want to work with them on. If it depends on your level of disclosure with them, of course, is whether they're joining your team as a user or not, or whether it's just a couple of assets that you're working with. But there's a couple of ways you can do it. Yeah.
All right. And one last question, I swear. Somebody says, I already have campaign collateral on different platforms. Can I bring everything into Canva and still be able to edit already existing materials?
Yeah, to some degree. Canva obviously has a whole bunch of different fonts to other different providers, and if you're moving something from, like, let's just say Adobe, a lot of people have custom fonts that they've put into their like, let's just say InDesign or Photoshop, whatever. You'd need to bring those fonts and everything across, but largely you can bring things across. We're not really compatible with like the Creative Cloud Adobe stuff, but you can bring a lot from other platforms across. Yeah. And I do just want to correct one thing that I said said earlier, which was about layouts. Layouts is available in presentations, and it's coming soon to the other formats.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Looks like I got one more. I'm sorry. Can you set 2 or 3 different styles or tones of voices, such as a technical manager or a simple explanation for the Magic Write feature?
So at the moment, we have the ability to add different tones of voices for individuals, but not different tone of voices for brands. So what I mean by that is you can set up a personal tone of voice. As I mentioned earlier, you can just put in a bit of your writing, and you can change things, generate things in your style, and you can add a few different versions to that. At the moment, when it comes to brand kits, there's only one tone of voice for a brand. However, you can set up multiple brand kits. So if you were to have a brand kit for different parts of your business, you could do it that way. But this is something that we are working on.
Very cool idea. All right. Well, Em and Greg, thank you for an amazing presentation. And thanks again to Canva for sponsoring today's presentation. We truly value your feedback. So please click on the link that should be popping up on your screen shortly. It'll also be posted in the chat. Fill out the short session survey to share your thoughts. Thanks again for joining us today. Can't wait to see you at our next Marketing Profs event.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.